So if a straight guy grabs his nuts, it's cheating? But what if he honks or he squoزes some chick's breast? Is that not cheating?
Squozed.
No.
Well, I need refinement of these rules.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah,
Those are some tricky rules.
You got to get the handbook. The whole thing is
Can I get it? Did a couple people come to my door?
The whole thing is that whether or not it's a gay or straight guy that's sliding his hand up Kyle's leg, it's a guy. It would be the equivalent to a woman sliding her hand up your leg. And it would be cheating if you enjoyed it. You see,
that's definitely the divider right there. Did you enjoy it? Well,
yes.
you were cheating on your wife.
I mean, what?
If another guy slid his hand up your leg, whether you enjoyed it or not, it would either be awkward or not cheating, or both.
Why?
I heard it's only gay if you enjoy it.
Or pushback.
You gotta have the right back arch. That's what it comes down
sex
to.
with a robot, is that cheating?
No.
Why not?
Well, that's like
Is that like a masturbation?
Yeah,
that's
like
a fucking topic we're going to talk about later, Matthew. You just came up with one.
All right.
Yes, robot sex.
Are we ready?
Program the computer. We create a mental atmosphere.
Fear not, my friends. This will be my greatest performance.
Give it to me.
Here we go. We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
All right, everybody. Hey, welcome to episode 11 of the Talkaround Show. Episode 11. That's 1-1. 1-1. It's very exciting. We're here. We're happy. I cannot believe we made it this far. I remember last episode I said this may be our last episode. Well, this may be our last episode. Who knows?
Just going to keep saying that?
I am. It's like a thing.
Just every episode could be the last episode.
Could be the
Eventually
last.
it will be.
Yeah.
What show was it where at the end the tagline was, "See you next time, if there is a next time"?
That sounds really familiar.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It was a talk show.
I always remember.
Sounds stupid.
Which
Yeah, probably was. I
late
said
night
it.
guy was it that did our apologies to Matt Damon? We'll get to him on the next show.
Oh, that was Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel,
Yeah.
like every show for several years until Matt Damon was finally on.
And Letterman's tagline was "Pants."
Worldwide pants.
Yes.
Forgot about that.
Anyway, Talkaround Show, episode 11. This is going to be a good one because we've got lots to talk about, including robot sex.
Yes.
I thought you were freeballing it.
I'm going to freeball it.
All right.
But that was a good one.
Yeah.
That was accidental.
That's how it happens.
Wait.
The best creative ideas are often accidents.
Absolutely. So, in the pre-show test recordings, we were having a discussion involving the game called Gay Chicken, which is where a straight guy slides his hand up the inner thigh of another straight guy, and
I won.
We'll see who stops the hand first.
Billy did win.
I won against Steve.
Yeah, I tried on Billy, and Billy did not stop me, so I pulled my hand away. Probably about I could have probably touched the tip. Yeah, that I gave up. I surrendered my gay chicken status. Yes. But anyway, so out of that though, we came up with the idea for the discussion of what is cheating when it comes to gay chicken, because Billy stated that Kyle would obviously win at the game of gay cheating. Gay chicken.
Freudian slip.
Freudian slip, because we felt that the discussion was, or I brought to the table, that it couldn't happen. Kyle would stop you because he is married. So obviously that would be cheating, or he would feel guilty if he allowed the game of gay chicken to get to a point where he won.
Agree.
Right. So, but Billy, however, even though Billy doesn't lend himself to the game of gay chicken naturally, would be the winner because he's probably saying to himself, "This is the most action I've had in a while."
No argument. Clearly.
No, not arguing that one.
I can't argue that.
So, out of that, how the hell did we digress? Oh, then we started describing what was cheating.
Yes.
Right,
because it doesn't make any sense to me that if
the opposite things
so if a
of
girl
yes,
your sexuality
grabs Kyle's junk,
Right.
that's not cheating.
Nope.
Gives me
Because he's gay.
gives me a squozer.
That's right.
It just doesn't do it for him.
That's
But
right.
is that relevant?
It is. Because if a guy grabs your junk as a straight male, it's not cheating because you're not gay.
See, here's
Well,
my thing.
Would your wife get mad if a male,
For me, I think
a male grabbed?
I think that what we're
thing?
missing here is consent
thing?
and intent.
like,
so-
like pitching a tent.
Oh, now we're Joe Biden in this all the way.
Yes. So obviously, if the intent of Steve was to
If the pitching intent of
basically
Cause arousal?
yes, in Billy when he was playing Gay Chicken.
which would probably happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's some intent there to have sex
You said
or
tits.
something.
To finish the job.
Yes. Same thing with consent on the other end of that. If Billy is not consenting to that and he says no, then it could still be something sexual, obviously, but it's not something he would, even if you did something sexual to him and he had said no, he would be able to go back to somebody and say, hey, hold on, I said no, I didn't want it, but I was powerless to stop it.
Oh my God, we're running for politics.
Wow.
Yes.
We got deep right off the bat.
Yeah.
That's way deeper than I think.
Sorry.
See, I think, first of all, if a guy grabbed my junk, my wife would be like, anybody's interested in you. That's funny. My wife.
It's a conundrum.
It is.
I don't think it is. So anyway, so all that
I like
comes
that
down
wine. That's
to,
a good wine.
Okay.
Conundrum.
So let's go under the pretense that if a female grabs a gay male's junk, it is not cheating to the gay male's spouse. If a male grabs a straight man's junk, it is not cheating to the straight man's spouse. Okay, let's go under that pretense. Just to simplify. Now, I know there's arguments here and there's disagreement.
I'm not arguing.
If either a gay man or a straight man has relations with a robot, is it cheating?
Oh, segue.
Right?
Robot sex.
Robot sex.
Robot sex.
Again, I think that's where it comes down to intent.
Well, obviously, if I'm going to have sex with a robot, the intent is to have sex with a
intent on
robot.
having sex with the
But-
robot. But are you intent on, is it something that you're doing like sneakily behind the back of your wife? Or are you openly like, hey, I'm buying a sex robot?
See,
I don't know. Well, here's the question.
is this robot self-aware?
That's a good question.
Is having sex with a robot. Now, mind you, I do know that sex robots do exist now. They are actually a real thing.
Thanks, Japan.
Right?
I know,
Googling
right?
that?
That comes up on Gizmodo every now and then.
Right.
Right.
Show me on this transformer where the robot touched you.
It was in the carburetor area.
Bumblebee, not there.
So the question is robot sex the next logical step from internet porn? And is internet porn cheating on your spouse?
Would you say Bumblebee touched your tailpipe?
You know what this means, Steve? You get to bring up one of my favorite words of all time.
That just sounds exhausting.
Do it.
Teledildonics.
I have no idea what that means.
I believe I heard you use this word
You heard
before.
me use this word before. So this was a word created sometime in the 80s or 90s, and it's the idea of being able to remotely manipulate a sex toy, like say over the internet.
You did, yeah, you did talk.
So
about
they currently
this before.
there are actually lots of them, vibrators that can be manipulated from like a cell phone on the other side of the planet.
Yeah, there's VR
yes,
interactive.
and they all fall under the umbrella term teledildonics.
First time I've heard that. I like
yeah,
it.
I didn't know the name.
I heard that word. Actually, you know where I heard that the very first time? Do you remember ZDTV?
Oh, yeah.
It was a cable network that then became Tech TV and
Yeah.
then whatever the game network was. And way back when they were brand spanking new, like within the first couple of weeks of the network starting.
Leo Laporte.
Yes.
Yeah.
Back, way back when the network was brand new. they had some lady on one of the like later night shows who was a teledildonics expert.
I don't think I ever watched it that late. Whoa.
Yeah, I was a nerd. It was just on all the time until it turned into infomercials at about 3 a.m.
Every time I think of the VR like sex thing, I always think of Sandra Bullock and Sylvester Stallone.
Demolition Man.
Demolition Man. Yes.
So teledildonics now is teledildonics cheating? If you have,
I think if that would be the same as like if your significant other or whatever, my wife,
Billy's hand,
like they don't like you masturbating without them. You know what I mean? Like if you do it on your own.
Everybody look at Matthew.
What's happening?
So like if your wife didn't like you
I'm
masturbating.
sorry.
Everybody just wide-eyed at Matthew.
I mean, you're the only one that looked at me, so
I'm making
I
eye
looked
contact.
back at you, and so that's when.
Well, I'd say if someone
That
else is
interaction
doing the
happened.
manipulating, like if you're doing it over the internet or whatever, and someone else is doing the manipulating on you, then I would say that's absolutely cheating. But if it's your spouse and you're on opposite sides of the planet for whatever reason,
oh baby, you're so mechanical.
Can you make the argument though that a programmer would be technically doing the manipulating?
Front end or back end programming?
Well, that's like
It's full stack, Randy. It's
stack,
full
okay.
stack.
All right.
but that's like saying that the person who constructed the vibrator,
I think that's
was
a
the
C++.
person doing the vibrating.
All right, all right.
right?
I mean,
if we're talking robot sex,
Exactly, because
if the vibrator is the robot?
And here's the thing: this is the, in my mind, this is the order of things. You have internet porn, which in the future will lend itself to robot sex. Basically the same thing as far as I'm concerned. Whether or not your spouse likes it or it's cheating, that's a different story. I'm just saying this is the natural progression of technology. And then your teledildonics.
It's fun to say,
Oh
isn't
my
it?
God.
God.
Teleported genitals.
That's a whole other thing because a robot, it's teleported there. A robot is, as you said, programmed to respond to various
Gonna lend you my
stimuli and
dick.
so forth.
Beat me up, Scotty.
Oh my God, I wish we had a video camera. Just the weird thrusting that Billy is doing right now is just the best.
Teleported genitals.
I'm sitting on the couch next to him and I feel it in the couch. It's kind of disturbing.
Oh man.
But yeah, I mean, the thing is whether you have someone, if you're doing it with a robot, it's like doing it to yourself almost. I mean, it's only responding to stimuli that you're inducing or inciting. But the moment that you get into someone else doing it in a live VR style fashion, now you're in a whole new realm.
Yeah.
Because someone else is manipulating you. They're just not making physical contact with you. And that is almost like, well, we didn't have sex. I had my panties on.
Well, people use porn as a stimulus.
That was Robin Williams talking about the time he didn't have sex.
Okay.
Well, people use porn as partners use it all the time for arousal purposes,
Right.
So I mean, you could take it either way. If someone else across the planet that shouldn't be doing it with you, that I consider that cheating. But if you're doing it with your spouse or significant other, I don't see a difference with like, hey, we both like porn, and hey, I want to turn you on type of deal. It's whatever.
What style of porn do you use, Randy? What style of porn do you use?
Is this a Brett Kavanaugh thing? What kind of porn do you like?
I like porn. What do you like?
The porny kind.
So we can agree on the fact that porn is good.
Agreed.
Okay. Anyway.
There's nothing wrong with the land of porn.
Well, we're off to a good start here on this episode of the Talkaround Show.
Cuts.
There's nothing wrong with that in the land of bowl cuts.
Now, just to circle that around, get on to the next thing. One thing we did not do, and we did not start off with current business.
What are we
Right.
circling around?
We missed, we jumped right over the business from any previous shows. We, as some of you know who have been listening, we're raising money for the Trevor Project. You can learn all about them at thetrevorproject.org. Or you can donate some money to them, which would be great if you go to thetalkaroundshow.com, scroll down a little bit. This is me scrolling, by the way. That's the finger move for scrolling.
Everyone see that? Okay.
Yeah, it's 2 fingers up.
The old two-finger cul-de-sac.
Just a little ways down the website, and you can click on donate now. And like I said last time, we have about 50 consistent listeners so far. If every one of you donated $10, we would meet our $500 goal.
Right?
One of you did.
Yes, one
That
of
leaves
you.
49 more of you to go donate $10.
One of you donated $20.
Which might have been $1 from everyone in the office listening to this.
It's possible. We'll give a shout out to Darlene, who everyone followed Darlene's example.
Yes, donate. It's for a good cause.
It is.
Darlene, you're all right.
Because
Right.
basically, after all the bashing that we do on the show and all the things we're saying wrong, we got to make up for it somehow in our
Right.
guilty consciences. So please help us out.
Way to step up.
Step up, Darlene.
Way to
Thank
step
you,
up.
Darlene.
And
That's actually a copyrighted noise.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Is it really? No, I don't know if it is or not, but
you know what else is a copyrighted noise? Fake news. So, one other shout out I'd like to make is to a friend of mine, a guy that listens in South Dakota there, Justin. Thank you for the crayons, man. I got the offensive crayons in the mail. I got to come make it.
Say what?
they are incredibly offensive too.
I meant to have them make an appearance on the show, but I just moved, so I can't find them right now. They're in a box someplace.
We're going to lose listeners because of the names of these crayons.
Probably. Oh, definitely.
If anybody wants a sneak peek at that, I recommend going to, I believe it's called, I believe it's at offensivecrayons.com or something like
It's
that.
original.
I
GTS
don't
it.
really know. I'm not doing the research right now, but they are fun. They are offensive. They're crayons. Basically what it is they give, there's the colors in there. Your standard Crayola color palette, except they have unique and offensive names that go along with each color. Like, for instance, the orange crayon is just simply called presidential.
Is that for the color of his skin?
Cricket.
His tan?
No, you can't say origin, so that's why. No, just kidding.
These windmills give me cancer.
Oh,
What
we've
was the
reached an
yellow one
impasse.
called? The yellow one was what?
Unrepeatable.
Oh, right.
Me color you long time, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes. So repeatable now.
Hey, I'm just reading a crayon, man.
Man.
I got no say in this. I didn't name them.
Hey, take the lead. What are you looking at me for? Free ball it.
I think these
I'm
are all
free
stereotype crayons.
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
They're pretty terrible.
Like baby shit green was pretty good.
Yeah, that one was
There's a couple I'm
probably
not.
the least offensive one
There's a
in
couple
there.
I'm not going to repeat.
Like which one?
I'm trying to remember this.
Nice try, Randy. Almost had him.
Gray.
Oh yeah. Go to the website.
Gray, like the tea?
Oh, exactly like that.
Okay.
Or do you have to
Horribly
take the
offensive.
black one and the white one and mix it? No.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Sorry.
That's probably a name in there too.
Swirl.
Don't mix crayons like that, Billy.
Oreo.
Like a jello pudding.
You melt them together.
I remember when I was a kid, I grew up and they were the place we lived had radiators. Radiators. I don't know how you Western
Radiator
say
Springs,
radiator.
where Lightning McQueen lives.
And I remember those things got damn hot in our place, and I used to sit over there and put crayons on and
Disney's
watch
coming
them
after us. I
watch
know it.
them melt.
Crayola and Disney.
What? I got to imagine that made a huge mess, right?
I didn't care. I was a kid.
Oh, all right.
Of course, when I was a kid, I also used to play with mercury.
We were so fun.
Didn't we all?
Oh, it was great.
You can't soak it up with this paper towel. How cool is that?
I still want to
Fuck.
get some
I'm going to
mercury.
lose my house. Fucking Crayola and Disney are coming after me.
You should have said rose art because they don't go after anybody.
Right?
That's true.
Me and my Duplos.
You can only get that at like Michael's, right? Oh shit. Damn it. Damn.
You're gonna lose your house. This whole thing's
That's
in
what
my
I
name.
said.
Oh
We
no, I
should
guess
add
it's
in like a
posted in your
cha-ching
name.
noise, like
Yours
the cash
could.
register. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yeah, we're just making observations. We're talking about a real product. If they could sell the product, I guess they don't compare themselves to another company as colors.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
Well, it was a comparison. I can make comparisons.
That's true. You can.
Can you?
I think so.
I don't know.
I think it falls under the opinion.
I think if we say it enough, we'll make it true.
Come on.
Oh, that I got to say, that guy's a genius with that jingle.
Is he though?
Oh man,
And the same with my previous employer with his jingle.
my nieces used to like sing it. They didn't know the whole song. They're like,
Yeah, I mean, you can't get it out of your head. Those guys really got in there with those jingles and really did well for themselves.
Earworm.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I can't even think of many others off the top of my head that stick
Really?
like those do.
Stanley Steamer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and Empire Carpet.
Empire Carpet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's generational right there.
Right?
Yeah, it is. I remember watching that when I used to stay home sick from
I
school.
don't know if you guys had father and son building, and we had it in Michigan. That thing got in your head too.
No, dude.
Menards.
Menards. Hey, big money at Menards.
Yeah, see that I didn't get exposed to Menards until I lived in Sioux Falls.
what about your nerds?
Exposed to Menards.
That's what
Oh man, I
Menards.
got kicked in Menards.
That's what Menards exposed themselves to. Those were the good old
Different
days.
meaning for lawn and garden.
Used to be they're still a big supporter of the Detroit Tigers, and whenever we watch the games, my youngest son, who's asleep right above us,
Wake up!
he would.
We did have.
He heard that, and he's like, "What did he say?" He said something about Menards. He laughed for like 45 minutes, and every single time that commercial played, he's like, "Right, Menards."
Menards.
Good times.
We did have out. I remember Crazy Eddie. It wasn't a theme song, but
It's got to be an appliance
Low
store.
prices.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. Except it was Crazy Eddie. Our prices are insane.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Is that like the king or the nobody beats me?
I'm the Wiz.
The Wiz.
Oh, you had the Wiz out here too?
No, it's from Seinfeld.
Oh, well, we had the Wiz out there.
Shit,
Yeah.
now Seinfeld's coming after me.
Yeah.
Son of a
The
bitch.
Wiz. Place is closed. I can sing their song now. So it's Crazy Eddie. He got in trouble for a fraud or something. Tax
would've thought.
evasion.
That's a surprise,
That
Yeah.
crazy markdown, low price discount electronics store.
right?
I'll do
committing
anything to sell you a car.
Oh, that's a good
yeah,
one.
that guy.
I'll paint any car for $99.95.
That guy looked like Rod Stewart, didn't he?
Finley,
Oh, Finley. Yeah. He's still on, isn't he? Just every now and then.
John Barr.
And what's up with the dealership in this town that has the llama or something like that?
Oh, it's a talking llama.
Ducking Yama.
Talking llama.
Yama.
Jama.
Yama.
Yeah, just, I don't know.
Yama.
Try to think of some other ones.
Really, you can't think of one?
Think of one.
You
What?
can't think of another earworm that maybe you repeat like several times in a row? Thank you. Liberty, liberty, liberty.
No, I don't. What are you trying to say?
Nothing.
I'm not getting it.
Keep going.
Could you?
They're changing it up now with that Limu Emu.
Limu Emu.
Yeah. Liberty
Oh, yeah.
Mutual
Ooh, the Limu Emu.
Emu.
Oh, we're all in trouble
And,
now.
oh no. Yes, please. What?
The Limu Emu. Oh, no.
Oh, we gotta take a pause.
Oh, boy.
Oh, good. I got to get rid of some asparagus anyway.
Just feet out on the floor.
We'll be right back after this break. That doesn't really mean anything in the world of
Wait,
digital
is
recording.
asparagus? Is it just because it makes your pee stink?
Yes.
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 That's the joke, man.
Thank you for listening to the Talkaround Show. We're proud to announce that we are fundraising for the Trevor Project, and would be honored if you would visit our fundraising page, which can be found via our website at thetalkaroundshow.com. Please take a moment to visit thetrevorproject.org for more on what this great charity is doing and what it hopes to achieve. Thank you again. Now back to the Talkaround Show.
Fear not, my friends. This will be my greatest performance.
Give it to me.
Here we go. We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
sneak it in fast, Steve.
And we're back.
Way to jam it in.
Way to jam it in there.
Just pop one in real quick.
I hope you enjoyed the word from that sponsor. It's one of our better sponsors. I have no idea what it was. Probably a commercial to remind people to donate to the Trevor Project.
Oh, and that weird robot voice.
Donate.
She's nice. Her name's Rebecca.
Oh.
But if we had sex with her, would it be cheating on our significant others?
No.
Dude, I don't have any more personalities. I got to throw robot voices in.
It's okay.
I mean, I can only do. You're the impression guy.
If you want, sometime we could record a commercial. We need to do that again. We need to record some more commercials, but somebody needs to write them first.
Yeah, I got to come up with some more script ideas.
I have a bunch of ideas. I'm just too lazy to write them.
So I have something I want to discuss with you guys since we've talked about robots.
You should give us the idea and we'll just do it right now. We'll just make it up as we go.
No.
I've teased this before. We never actually got into it. How do you guys feel about gummy vitamins for adults?
Didn't we talk about this?
No, we never did. It was on the, I put it on the social medias.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and I read someone's comment on it, and he was absolutely right.
Yeah, people got offended by me not understanding the idea of gummy vitamins.
What's wrong
for
with
adults.
gummy vitamins?
We're adults, dude. Unless you have a problem which precludes you from swallowing a pill.
Hey, Steve?
Take your horse pill like a man is what he's trying to say.
You were just wearing a goddamn Viking hat.
I was.
I put it on him.
What? So what if it's a gummy vitamin? If I'm getting my vitamins from a gummy or a Swedish fish
do you have to wuss out to the point where you can't handle a pill anymore? You got to have a gummy.
Maybe you have throat issues.
I said unless a throat issue or something physical precludes your ability to or orally subscribe to a rigid medication.
Maybe you enjoy the taste of them.
You know, you can drink a glass of milk, or you can eat some ice cream.
Could you at that point get a gummy
I'd rather
candy?
have some ice cream.
Does it have to be a gummy
why
vitamin?
not kill two birds with one?
Because you can only have one.
Yeah, you can't sit there and just chow down.
If you get a bag of gummy bears,
but maybe I can have a bag of gummy bears and add the one vitamin.
I think the only problem with the gummy bears and the pills is I overdo it on the gummies.
But that's my point.
Just like the Flintstones.
Yeah, I would take like 5 or
the
6 and just
Flintstone
keep
pills.
going. Like, wait, it wasn't supposed to.
I just don't get it.
Oh, God, over vitamin C.
That is way too much.
So I can't have a chewable either?
Why
Oh,
do
you
I
have
have to
chewable.
So why is that okay?
Because it's not meant to be a candy.
But there's plenty of chewable candies.
I don't even get the chewable. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't get chewables either. You're a grown-up.
We have the
Swallow.
technology.
What?
We make gummies.
You expect prom dates to do it. You should do it too. Swallow.
What about marijuana gummies?
That's a different story.
Or
No, it's
CBD?
not.
Yeah,
What are
that's a
those
totally
CBD
different story.
gummies?
I approve.
You can.
I mean, you don't approve, but you approve.
Yeah.
But marijuana
Yes.
gummies are designed for entertainment.
See, my thing is though, I think that is way more dangerous than a vitamin.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because if you're like, oh, these vitamin gummies are really delicious, and you eat like 10 of them, yeah, you're probably not going to die from that. But you're not going to die from the
Hold on
CBD
here.
either. But you're just going to keep getting more and more and more high.
I don't know,
It
but you
seems more
can't.
dangerous to me. Plus, the higher
Gummies,
you get, you're
can't
more like,
crush
oh,
them up and
gummies.
snort them. You know,
That's true. You can't crush up a gummy and snort it.
yeah.
But as your age is advancing, you know, we're going to have certain dietary needs, say fiber, for example. So what if, so you're not okay with like fiber powder in water that you drink? You got to take a goddamn pill, you adult. Like, I don't understand why it's okay. Like, is it okay to put powder in water and drink it?
I don't do it, but I assume it's okay.
Right, but is that an okay step?
I do that every morning.
Gummy's not an okay step, but that's an okay step.
I don't get your comparison.
Well, you're saying one is not okay. That
Okay.
I shouldn't be able to take gummies. I should be able to just swallow a
just
damn
swallow
pill.
a
So why
pill.
shouldn't I have to just swallow a damn fiber pill? Why is it okay that I put powder in water and drink it?
Well, you should. Metamucil, if that's
Yeah.
what you're referring to.
Yeah.
Totally different, though. You don't get Metamucil, the effects of Metamucil in a pill form.
You can.
No, I didn't know
You
that.
can absolutely get.
But, okay, so swallow the damn pill.
Why?
Why not?
It's a whole market.
So,
Why is that? Why is it a bad thing?
So because it's a market, just like most other American things, just cater to the stupid people.
Maybe it's faster absorption
That
with
can cut
gummies
out.
than
Oh,
versus
yeah.
pills.
Yeah, that's a good question. I wonder if there's like
I think someone said
a
that
medical reason
you're able
for.
to put more into it. Like
I wonder if there's a medical reason like that. Like it absorbs faster, or you can put more concentrate into that form.
Yeah, more concentrate can go into that form than into an actual
Yeah,
pill.
I have no idea whether it's true or not. So
If that's the case, then I'll go for that. However, the whole thing is moot because vitamins in their current form have been proven to be absolutely useless anyway.
Wait, what word did you use?
Moot.
Moot.
I am moot.
the question is moot.
Moot. What does moot mean?
Pointless.
It's a button next to the volume on your remote.
Yes.
Moot.
Moot.
Yes, it's what happens if we flip the switch on your microphone.
Oh yeah.
Moot.
Means it's without merit. It's pointless.
Well, as long as I'm pissing people off, I'm going to get into this other question I have for you. How do you feel, Matthew? Just because I like
I
it.
feel all right. I'm a little tired, but other than that, I'm okay.
How do you feel about girls on boys' sports teams?
How old? Permanently?
What? How old?
Youth?
In general.
85.
If they're qualified?
Okay.
If they're qualified,
She'll kick
I have no
your
problem
ass.
with it.
The Jerry League.
If they're qualified, if they're good enough to play at that level with the boys or men,
Well, okay. Let me
then absolutely.
Let me redefine this. I'm not talking about. I will make it school aged, so youth.
Okay.
Okay, and I will not say it has to do with qualification. It just has to do with equality.
Well, no, because I'm not going to say that like the twig across the little boy across the street can go out for the football team. You're encouraged to try out for the football team, and if you do not have the skills to play on that team, then you don't make it.
Now you know as well as I do that that's not really how it works.
Depends
anymore.
on the sport. Depends on the level.
But you see in the news quite often that there are girls
Yes.
who, because they
On
want,
the dance floor.
they want to play football.
And they should be allowed to play football if they have the requisite
my high
skills
school
to play
football team. I had a girl on my team, but she was a kicker.
Yeah. And she was
a soccer player.
She was good
and
enough to play.
Her legs were ginormous.
But I'm not saying anything based
Like
on merit.
fit ginormous.
I'm saying when they go in there because all the boys get to play the football. I
But
want to play
again,
football too.
That stops being relevant at a certain age.
85.
No.
Oh,
With
okay.
with kids kids growing up, 8, 9 years old, absolutely. There should be equality. They should be allowed to join the team. On our little league team with the boys, we had 2 girls. It's fine. We share the load, so to speak. Everyone plays. Everyone learns how to play. Everyone learns the game. And then you get right.
You're getting the toucher license plate.
And then you get to a certain level where you start to weed out the kids that aren't as talented as the other kids.
Yeah. Not you, Matthew. Nope.
He was laughing because you said load. Share the load.
Sorry.
the load. Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that.
You did say that.
So then
I'm sure I did.
here's the logical next step, in my opinion, to that question. So a few years ago, we actually talked about this at work several years ago when it was happening. There was a high school when it was happening. Yeah, it was the it spot to be. A high school in Alabama or Arkansas. It was one of the A states. They had a student who had transitioned from being male to being female. about 15 years old, I believe, if I remember the news story correctly. And she then began competing on the track team, the women's track team, and was absolutely decimating all the other opponents. And the school came back and said, well, you're banned from the women's track team. You have to compete with the men. And it actually ended up going to court, and I believe she won. But by the time it made it around to court, she had graduated from high school and moved on. I guess my question is, because of the physical differences at that age, do you think that affects what sport people should be allowed to play together? Like, do you think that, excuse me, do you think that, so for example, if a girl wants to play on the football team, which is mostly men, and she's like, oh yeah, I definitely want to be the quarterback, and she's going to be getting tackled by 350-pound men, basically.
If she can handle it, right, and everything, I say go for it.
Right.
But I think the whole like high school thing with the trans thing, that's just people being scared of their kids losing to somebody.
And see, and
they have come up with some fucking excuse why or how they can get rid of them.
It's
so their kids can win.
I don't have a good answer. I don't, because we run into this problem playing softball. There are, at least in the city that I know of, 2 trans men transitioning to women who used to play men's softball and are now playing women's softball. The women, when they play on their own and they're not playing co-ed, they play with a smaller ball that is easier to hit and goes further. Now this,
I didn't know there's a ball size difference.
yes.
Yeah.
So this
So left or right?
woman used to be a man, transitioning to a woman, still has the muscle tone of a man.
Mm-hmm.
And we go back and forth about whether or not that is fair in league, because she blasts the ball, and it seems generally wrong. It just seems like she has an unfair advantage to everyone else playing at that level. And I don't have a good answer, because I don't know what the answer is.
Somebody out there does, though. So, because that is one of the things that, we're always asking everybody out there, hey, write us, tell us what's going on, give us your opinions. These are the type of questions that I really do want honest answers to. So somewhere out there, maybe it's somebody that's actually listening. Maybe it's somebody that's listening who's like, oh, who might know the answer to this? Like, so-and-so's daughter went to that high school, or, so-and-so's son transitioned themselves, or somebody knows somebody. If you are listening right now and you have that 7 degrees to Kevin Bacon link to somebody, let them know. Let them send them a link to this podcast, and please get in touch with us. info@thetalkaroundshow.com, Twitter, Facebook.
Should a man that
Instagram
no longer has a penis be able to swing his bat around still?
I'd also like to invite people to comment. Now, a lot of the things I'm saying here, I may or may not actually agree or disagree. I just like getting Matthew's ire up, but it's for the. I'm trying to get the show edgy. Let's get some listeners.
I forgot about the phone. But
we also have. Please call and leave a message at area code 702-979-4584. We'd love to hear you. We'd love to hear you. Butter
and oil.
Better give me a bucket.
Hold on. I'm going to play the most recent message for you.
Ooh.
Ready?
Yes.
We got a message?
No, that's the point. There's nothing happening. So call. Use that number, 979, whatever number I said.
Can you please make sure you insert 30 seconds of silence?
That could be you.
702-979-4584. 702-979-4584. 702-979-4584. The Talkaround Show.
Ooh, that wasn't horrible.
No, that was pretty good.
I don't know. Do it again.
Yeah, that was
being on the spot, that was pretty good.
979-4584. The Talkaround Show.
I feel like he's been working on that.
No, I just spur of the moment right there.
Mm-hmm.
Boom! I just
He
blew
was
that.
workshopping it.
I just blew that load all over the table right there.
Sure did.
Sparkman of the moment.
Sure.
Well, next time I'm handling my balls of different sizes and I'm going to blast it, and share the load, then that's that I've been working on for like 5 minutes.
That happened.
That was the noise of my soul escaping. Just in case anybody out there wanted to know what that noise was.
Noise.
I was
going to speak completely in sports cliches from now on, just so his head will explode over there.
There's a bunch of like
Tight ends.
windows and in sports calls.
Pinch hitters.
Oh boy.
Pinch hitters.
That's in bowling.
Pinch hitters. I used to joke when way back in the day when I worked at the bowling alleys. We used to have the joke all the time: who's going to go play hide the bowling pin? Hey, here comes that X. You betcha she could play a good game of hide the bowling pin.
Love to
And if you're listening, you know who I'm talking about, you bitch.
It got edgy.
Wow.
There you
It
go.
just took a whole turn there.
It did.
Oh, I had a lot of fun and fun-filled experiences. I dated. Oh, okay.
Did you know?
Oh boy.
Oh, shit.
Steve is
Oh,
repositioning,
man.
getting the mic
God.
ready.
Did you get
Here
months?
comes a
thought we were
rant.
going. Thought we were getting edgy, but
Oh, we are.
Can you sing them like you remember
To all
from
the
Animaniacs,
girls I've
Wackos,
done before.
like
Countries of the
the
World?
Countries of the World
Yeah.
song? Can you sing all your ex-girlfriends like that? Mandy and Tammy and blah, 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 blah,
My
blah.
wife.
Yeah, but
And my wife.
I have to somehow maintain a state of lawsuit proof. I may be making this all
Oh,
up.
okay. Well, just throw a bunch of names in there that are fake.
I don't know that many
Fake
female
names?
names that I
Oh,
haven't
okay.
dated.
United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama.
Yeah.
I'd have to work
In
on
Peru.
That is Peru.
that one. There's only so many times I could rhyme Jen. I dated like 4 Jens. Well, yeah.
4 generations.
Yeah.
No, four Jennifers.
Wow. That's pretty
Wow.
Well, back to
Your
back.
great grandma's
How many
hot.
octogenarians did you date?
hot. Did you name it?
Generians.
Oh, yeah.
Tell a douche.
That means they're old.
Generation.
Octo means 8, and genarian means genitals.
Hey, baby, come over here and feel my generian.
And that's being generous.
Does it come in blue? I don't know who
That's-
blue is, but yeah.
Oh, yes, they did.
That's past tense.
You are trying to get edgy. I see it. It's working.
I'm just trying to, get the show on the radar here.
Like to split that 710, if you know what I'm saying.
If you know what I mean.
Oh, look at
Oh no, the radar goes bloop.
Oh, it's the 5-pin, the sex pin.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's what they called it. It was really sad.
That's on the Brooklyn side.
Oh, I remember back in the day. Well, those
What the
people.
fuck are we talking about?
I was going to get into my ex-girlfriends. I was trying to wiggle my way out of that, but
Jesus.
we're back.
Somebody
into
else
it.
did.
Right?
This is going to be permanently out there.
That went
Be
nowhere
careful.
fast.
I don't remember why I was going to talk about them though now, so the moment's gone.
You got some ideas there, Kyle?
It's probably going to be a generic story.
Kyle's got a new Apple
Generian
Watch.
story.
I do. I've been enjoying it so far too.
You got a new watch?
Yeah,
You got an
tells me
Apple
when to
Watch.
fart.
I could send him my heartbeat
Hold it,
right now.
hold it,
Hold it.
and now.
Wow.
I'll send Kyle my heartbeat.
Yeah, it's really creepy.
Oh, that's cute.
It is cute.
I want to fuck you like an animal.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Ramping it up.
I forget the rest of the lyrics or else I'll start singing it. But
Wow.
I want to feel you from the inside.
oh yeah.
You bring me closer to God.
There
my
it
whole
is.
existence is flawed.
Yeah, I
too.
think so.
Yeah, that's it.
Wait, we need to start again. Do the Okay, now Kyle. Get it? You know the lyrics.
No, I only know that one line.
Then do that one line.
You bring me closer to God.
I wanna fuck you like an
Oh man, by the way, we're going to start a new band. I just want everybody to know it's going to be called
Great.
the Fart Box and the what? Yeah, the
Tongue
Fart
punching
Box-
the fart box.
So Fart Box Punchers and the Prison Wallet Band.
That's
yes.
Now 9 Inch Nails are coming after me. Son of a bitch.
At least you can hear him coming.
Would you like some pizza?
Yeah, he is loud.
Gonna get some pizza. Trent Reznor's British.
Care for a slice?
I discovered Marilyn Manson.
So,
Thought that was Fred Durst. Oh no, that was somebody else.
No, he's coming after you.
You had the pre-MAGA hat going.
Now you're gonna smell like hot dog water.
Right?
You don't even know.
chocolate starfish! Hot dog flavored water!
Ah, yes, the chocolate starfish.
My apologies to Matthew's youngest son, who's above me right now in his bedroom, who just got woken up by someone yelling hot dog flavored water.
We got
The
any,
old chocolate starfish.
we have any
the
topics
old
on this?
balloon knot.
Oh my god.
The old.
You guys want a
leather
topic
Cheerio.
from the old list here?
Yes, please.
Hold on, let me spin the wheel.
Oh boy,
Hold on. I'm going to forget to put the sound effect in.
that's okay.
Billy
And
just took care of it.
Oh, yo, 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 yo.
Thanks, Billy.
If you had
we
to
gotta do that
live,
old car noise. That beep.
Yes. If you had to live,
if you had to live in a fictional universe, which one would you want to live
Oh
in?
God.
Yeah, that's a tough one, huh?
Hmm.
You got to be honest with you. Star Trek, Next Generation. Yeah.
Interesting.
Don't think I'd want to be. Don't think I'd want to be like in Starfleet.
No red shirt.
No, don't want to be the red shirt because that's who I would be. I'd be the idiot that's like, you have to scrub the leaky radiation out of the engine every day. Oh, God damn it. Like, go down on the planet and fight the Gorn.
Dr. Phil.
He just squished my head.
Dr. Phil?
You'd want to live in the Dr. Phil universe?
That's
Not
weird.
fictional.
I thought you meant
Okay, Steve, what you're gonna do, okay, is you're gonna get up every morning, all right, and you're gonna go to the bathroom, and then you're gonna get yourself ready, all right, and you're gonna go down to the place where you work, and you're gonna do your job all day, okay? But while you're doing your job, what you're gonna be tempted to do, all right, Steve, you're gonna be tempted to take the horse and put him behind the cart, right? And then you're gonna load the cart up with the queen and the prince. But you don't want to put the prince in the cart. You want to be the prince. And what you need to do, okay, is you need to tell your boss that horse needs to be in front of the cart, all right? And the horse needs to be pulling the cart.
I withdraw my desire.
There you go.
Well, I
So
got
is he going to bang the queen?
yeah, whereas he having sex with a horse. I don't know what's happening here. Is the cart in front of him? The horse in front of him?
I figured I
Is
had
the
to
queen
step,
his mom?
I figured I had to step up from the Jerry Springer universe that I was currently in.
I'm torn.
Which universe are you torn between?
Did he just horse cart his mom?
Ooh.
Whoa, is that a thing?
I don't know. It sounded
The
good.
Star Wars universe
That would be a good one. Maybe.
Or my 600-pound life.
and the Harry Potter universe.
Ooh, also a good one.
Yeah.
Because, magic.
Oh, maybe I'd like to live in the Keeping Up with the Kardashians universe.
That's
Ooh.
still our universe.
It's definitely a fictional universe for
Listen,
sure.
no reality show is real, all right?
That's a very.
So it's still a fictional
600
universe.
pound life. That shit's real. Those people are huge.
Well, yeah, that means
Have you
can't
seen it?
beat
They're
the facts.
huge. A doctor now doesn't take any shit from them.
What about Dr. Knit then?
Matthew,
No.
you've presented me with an interesting conundrum here.
Yeah, what's that?
Well, the Star Wars universe is very, very dirty, very gritty,
Right?
very
Dirty.
real. It's
Right.
kinda like
Real.
medieval. Steve
You gotta
looks so
fight
mad
for
about
what
this
you
topic
want.
right now. He just
like
looks
the
like he wants to
medieval
kick me in the
times
balls
of
from underneath
Right?
the table.
Yeah. Yeah, it's dirty.
It's like
But
a
he,
constant battle all the time.
Exactly.
You're just
But
constantly battling.
Star
we're
Trek's
also
too clean.
We're also only focused on like select groups of people. So there's a chance that you could be like, a video editor in the Star Wars universe.
Oh my God, that would suck.
You're just constantly editing news footage of the Death Star blowing shit up. I want to be on that Death Star, but instead
Why couldn't I be on Alderaan today?
Right?
Are my home videos ready yet?
I just want to like bullseye womp rats in my T16.
Who
They're not
doesn't?
much bigger. They're not much bigger than 2 meters.
You're right. But the other half of that same conundrum is the Harry Potter universe seems like it would be a lot of fun, but very confusing all the time.
How do you
And
mean?
very, like, well, it feels like it would be a very confusing universe to me.
Maybe the
Because-
Bridges of Madison County universe.
Star Trek
It
seems
just-
like a very hard ship to me.
Like the Harry Potter universe seems to me like it would be just a weird, like you would never, there doesn't feel like there's any ground there. Does that make sense?
No.
Especially during a game of Quidditch.
Yes. I mean, like it feels to me like it's one of those places where like, oh, I finally learned I can make all the food that I want using magic. And then it's like, but you can't actually, because this happens every time you do.
I mean, did you ever watch
Is that
any
Star
of
Wars?
those?
That's what the house elves are
Did you
for.
read the books?
I read all the books, of course. And
The
then I
house elves
watched all
You
the
keep
movies.
realize in
food.
7 books, there's not one mention of like a television.
There is in the first book.
one, well, because Uncle Vernon's
Yes.
is he watching TV?
He's no, it's his cousin Dudley
Dudley, yeah. Okay.
has a PlayStation,
Oh,
and they talk about it a little bit. But that's
but other than that, that's it. How simple.
You cannot watch TV here.
Oh, he's got the sorting hat.
I got the sorting hat in my
that's the
hand.
other some sort of hat.
Oh, but Gryffindor. I don't
Steve
remember
looks so
anything
pissed
from
off.
Harry
He looks-
Potter.
he
looks so
Furious.
miserable.
This fucking hat thing is
This
the
isn't
only thing I
edgy,
remember.
Steve. The Star Wars, Harry
Oh, no,
Potter,
I'm-
Star Trek debate isn't edgy enough for
Oh, no, I
you.
was still thinking about my Jerry Springer universe.
Let's go edgy here. All right,
Nerds.
let's go a little edgy here. I think that the other thing about the Harry Potter universe is it seems like it's so not real. Like that's not what I want to say.
Did you say Harry Potter? Because I think I saw that one.
HAIRY. No, but I mean, there's not like, there's parts in Harry Potter where they're in like London, but it's not like we walk past a porn store and a massage parlor. If you tap a brick with your wand in between the porn store and the massage parlor, you'll enter the rectangle, the wizard red light district.
We've said that before.
We've got vibrating wands.
Haven't we said a rectangle before?
I believe we have, yes. I believe our boss came up with that term, actually.
I believe he did.
It's the wizarding red light district, the rectangle.
Wait, maybe they don't
Perhaps-
all walk in the grittier part of London.
Perhaps you'd like a
Town?
new wizard sleeve? A flowing cloak, perhaps?
Perhaps they don't
I
all
don't know.
walk
I
in
just-
the grittier part of London
I don't know,
town.
that's a conundrum to me, Matthew.
Foggy London town.
So Steve is moving into the... I just totally blanked out. What's his name? The Jerry Springer universe.
Oh, I was going to sit here and just keep staring at you.
Yeah,
for a
that's
minute.
fine. You can do that too.
I would like to get out of the Jerry Springer universe.
Oh, okay.
I mean, actually, I shouldn't say that. I've been out of the Jerry Springer universe for quite a while. I met him. I met Jerry Springer.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah, really great.
Yeah,
Well, I didn't
numerous
tell
times.
them.
Mayor of Cincinnati.
Oh,
Yeah,
driver.
I know.
How's your drive time doing? Everybody going okay? You driving safe? Watch out for
Dan,
that car
watch
in
out.
front of you. Thank you. Dan, careful. Dan. Bob, don't miss your turn.
I've been thinking about that joke for months, and I was like, could I actually yell "Dan, watch out" on the podcast? Is that going to make him like crash? He's going to be
He's gonna swerve.
Just driving, oh God!
Hey, Dan, we're in your head, Dan.
Hey, Steve, you're going to need to come over to automation today. Dan's not going to make it in. Oh, Jesus, what happened?
He hit Bob on the freeway.
I just T-boned him.
Sorry for the direct call outs, everybody. No, but so if you're going to move out of the old Jerry Springer universe, which one are you moving into, Steve?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not gonna. I would probably say Star Trek. Out of all, if you want me to force a fictional universe onto myself,
It's too sterile.
but it's not. See, the thing is,
Oh, it is.
you just see that part of Star Trek.
Yeah.
I mean, the show takes place on the flagship.
Imagine
Yes.
this,
But how do
Matthew.
you know what the other stuff looks like?
Because you see little bits and pieces of it.
You do
That's
see
not
little
enough.
bits and pieces, and there were other shows
That's true.
that little spin-offs that never made it.
Also, sterile.
Nah, the spin-offs weren't as
Well, see,
sterile.
here's the description that I always give to people who say that. Imagine looking on like a Navy ship, right? That Navy ship is going to be well painted. Everything's going to be well maintained.
Full of semen.
Because,
What?
Full of semen.
What?
Just loaded to the brim with semen, busting out the seams.
I don't know.
So much semen here.
Crimson Tide was pretty dirty.
Okay. But
Sorry, I digress. Go ahead.
but it still is going to be well maintained,
Yes.
and it's going to be, that's what you're seeing in the Star Trek universe, because the Federation is sort of like the Navy. Now, if you go on a Somali pirate ship,
Yar.
it's going to be greasy. There's going to be dirt everywhere and probably a dead prostitute.
So why would you want the Star Trek universe?
I just think it would be fun.
Would it be fun because
Can you get space scurvy?
Oh, be on the ship?
I changed my mind.
and if you're on the ship, then it's back to the sterility
I want the star.
of the ship.
I wouldn't want to be on the ship, though. I would want to be in that universe.
But how do you know what
away
the rest of it's like? That's just a bunch of
I,
bullshit.
I changed my
extended
mind.
universe.
I want to live in the Stargate universe.
Ooh, that'd be a good
SG-1.
one. Ooh, yeah.
Not the movie. The movie was very good, but it was very closed.
want to live in the Hardware Wars universe.
Ooh.
Oh, flying iron.
Spaceballs.
Oh, yeah, that would be funny. At least there'd be humor.
I want to live with the masters of the universe.
Oh,
Hey, you see those sexy fucking clothes they wear all the time?
Yeah, He-Man was hot.
You know,
Skeletor.
Hey.
He-Man's giving me a boner.
It's funny because you're Skeletor.
That's the joke, Ted.
What about you, Randy? You've had plenty of time to think about it.
No, I don't care.
good answer.
I want to live in the Pro Tools universe.
No, I don't. It's too expensive.
I want to try to figure
And
out
it
how to
crashes
route
a
my
lot.
audio.
It does.
I thought about Lord of the Rings for a while.
I did, but that's a little medieval and
That's even grittier.
yeah.
Their hairy toes bother me.
That's just hobbits.
That's just the hobbits,
That's
man.
enough. That's enough. I got my own hairy toes. I don't need worse.
I think
That's just the British.
I think we
the
brought up,
hobbits.
like,
the hobbits.
Hobbits, sorry.
They're not a direct representation.
Futurama
Where are
earlier, and I think that would be pretty good.
That'd be a cool universe.
But the Simpsons.
Ooh, that'd be a pretty good
Yellow
universe too.
Family Guy. Why are we going just over shows?
Now we're just talking about anything
'Cause he's a
animated. Futurama at
universe.
least has a very unique universe behind it.
Billy just impaled himself with his microphone.
Somehow my foot was
2 weeks in a
stuck
row.
on the stand, and I kept knocking it
One
into
was
my
your
face.
fault, though. Last week was your fault.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, you did.
That's true. I did
Bruised his lip.
chip your tooth, yeah.
That's
That's because I was trying to get you to talk into the mic. Your words are very important to us, Billy.
Fuck you.
I take that to heart. I do. And I like it.
All right, here's one.
I'm sorry.
Oh boy, here we go.
Not sorry.
It's coming from the old Matthew brain,
right.
everybody.
So
Waterworld.
we all know, no. We all know
Costner.
eventually there's going to be a glut of Donald Trump movies, right? There eventually will be them because he's president. There will be many movies covering this man.
Didn't we just talk about the Animaniacs?
Who will
I think
play?
there's already a
Who's going
Joker
to play
movie
Donald
coming
Trump?
out.
And you can't say Gary Busey. Took that off the table right off the bat.
I know.
And it can't be Alec Baldwin.
Oh.
You got to go outside the box here. So who's going to play Trump in the movies?
Clint Eastwood.
He's going to be dead soon.
Exactly. Dig him up. Richard
Who's gonna be?
Simmons.
Who's going to be?
I think it's going to be Trump.
He's going to play himself?
I think he's going to play himself in the
Oh,
movies
yeah.
because I mean
He's a
Might as
reality
well.
star.
he's going to be like, yeah, you know, I won't let anyone else.
Well, they're going to make
No one else
posthumous
can
movies
capture
of him.
That's true.
So who?
Digital Trump,
Okay, but
Well,
right in the uncanny valley there.
didn't
DiCaprio.
the Baldwin
Ooh.
guy already do it?
Alec
Well,
Baldwin.
can't count him.
He said you can't count him. We can't go to the default.
Yeah.
Oh,
or Gary Busey is just crazy enough to do it.
I didn't hear that.
Jerry Springer. Oh,
I was trying to just cast those movies in my head.
That's going to be a
Like
tough one.
Pence and all those guys.
We should just walk the strip and find a guy that looks like him and just grab him by the shirt.
who just played Cheney?
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
I was thinking the same thing.
He's like a chameleon.
He is. Christian Bale, Johnny Depp.
No, not Johnny Depp.
I'm not saying as Trump. I'm just saying like the chameleons of the acting. They become, they really are character actors.
Method actors.
Yes.
Method actor.
Ted Danson is Mike Pence.
That's excellent.
Oh.
That's pretty good.
It's squiggy.
I was going to say, so in this movie, who's going to play Obama? But it'll probably be Obama.
No, Denzel.
Denzel? Yeah, okay, I can see that. I was thinking Chappelle.
Or
Idris Elba or whatever his name is.
yeah. Or who's the guy that was the bad guy in Black Panther?
Oh,
The guy with all
what's
the
his name?
scars?
Yes.
Those are
He's a
makeup.
good actor, though. He was in Creed as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
It
Sorry,
should
I
be
can't think of
50
his
Cent. Did I say it wrong?
No.
50 Cent.
You said it right.
50.
50 Cent.
He actually goes by 0.18 Bitcoin now.
How much is that? What's that
gentlemen,
translated to vitamin water?
Gentlemen, I'd like to install and insert another install. Hold on, installing updates on
You
your Apple
installing a
Watch.
break here?
Yeah. I want to insert another Trevor Project thing here, so let's take a little pause.
Sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
All right,
Before we do, though,
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan.
That's it.
Yeah.
He's good.
number 23.
He was really good in Creed.
Different Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I didn't know that was his middle name.
B.
Basketball player.
Be yourself.
Michael B. Jordan. Oh. Michael M. Jordan. Michael was Jordan.
Dad, can I ask you a serious question?
Sure, you can ask me anything.
Well, this one is tough for me. Do you ever have that not so fresh feeling?
Do you mean that uncomfortable sensation down below the subcockles?
Yeah, that's the one. What do you do when you get it?
Well, there's a few things I usually do, but I can tell you the one thing I find that works the best.
Well, what's that, Dad?
Well, I usually pop on my headphones and listen to an episode of the Talkaround Show, and I find their complete lack of useful information and general structure is exactly what I need for me to stop thinking about the not-so-fresh feelings. Plus, the smooth sound of Kyle's voice and Matthew's sarcastic overtones make me, well, honestly, a little tingly in the nether regions. It's the perfect solution to a problem I didn't even know existed.
Thanks, Dad, for the suggestion. I'll give that a try tonight.
Why wait tonight? Let's hop in the car now and we can go together and have a listen.
The Talkaround Show, solving problems you never even knew existed by providing mindless banter and endless laughter to the masses. Available over the counter wherever good podcasts are prescribed and online at thetalkaroundshow.com. Remember, do not use the Talkaround Show if you are allergic to humorous situations, easily offended by off-color humor, or if you experience nausea while listening. Let your doctor know if you experience any of the following side effects: excessive bleeding from the ears, eyes, nose, or anus, trouble hearing the word subcockle in public situations, dizziness, lightheadedness, and in extreme situations, death. The Talkaround Show and its affiliates cannot be held responsible for any of these issues, including but not limited to divorce, depression, or depressed subcockles. And remember, if you can't afford the Talkaround Show, we don't know how to help you, as it's a free podcast.
Thanks for the help, Dad. One other thing. Does this fresh look infected to you?
Oh, son, we'll talk about the rash and that awful smell later.
Thank you for listening to the Talkaround Show. We're proud to announce that we are fundraising for the Trevor Project, and would be honored if you would visit our fundraising page, which can be found via our website at thetalkaroundshow.com. Please take a moment to visit thetrevorproject.org for more on what this great charity is doing and what it hopes to achieve. Thank you again. Now back to the Talkaround Show.
Fear not, my friends. This will be my greatest performance.
Give it to me.
Here we go. We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
I'm not into the butt play myself.
I'm sorry?
That's the lead-in. Welcome back to the Talkaround Show.
It works for me. I don't know.
You are recording, right, Randy?
Oh, I am.
Oh, thank God.
Sweet.
Oh,
Oh, sorry, I keep saying it.
the whole fleet of seamen. So,
We'll see if
what do we got coming up, Kyle? I see you looking at the.
Oh, do you want me to pick another? You want to spin the wheel again, or you want to?
Just say it. I've already got so much bleeping to do out of the intro here.
Oh boy. How about this? What's your favorite urban legend from where you grew up?
Oh, I was going to say parsley, but I thought you were just going to stop at herb.
What's your favorite herb?
Parsley.
Sage. Really?
No. I like rosemary.
I hate
That's a good
cilantro.
one. It's true. Steve does
I
hate
fucking
cilantro.
love cilantro.
Ew.
So do I.
So it like tastes like soap to you or what?
Yes.
Like that's
Oh, he's
what
one
I
of
hear.
those.
Yeah.
Soapy.
It's weird.
For you too?
No,
Okay.
I love it.
I mean, did you used to cuss a lot when you were a kid?
Fuck no.
I didn't think so.
Get your mouth washed out with soap?
None of that shit.
What was that urban legend?
So
Urban legend.
what is is there an urban legend from where you grew up and what is it? So mine was in St. George, Utah, where I grew up. You don't have to bleep that, Steve. It's fine. People know that it exists.
His name is Kyle. He's from St. George.
People have already figured it out.
I don't know. It's why mask it anymore?
I'm a big deal there. As far as you guys know, that's true. No, they so
When they weren't dying from cancer.
yes, that is it is that
true.
actually plays into a part of it.
They got windmills there?
Yeah, they
got
do.
windmills
Yeah.
there. Nice.
And the sound causes cancer.
Yeah, we could describe that for you in a second. That's actually a serious thing.
The city grew up.
Not a fan.
It expanded very quickly in the mid 90s, early to mid 90s. And they ran out of, they couldn't build elementary schools quickly enough. So their solution was to take all the sixth graders and bus them downtown to an old school that hadn't been used because it was several of the buildings had asbestos in them. And there was 3 older buildings, one that had been built in like 1902 or 3 that was like a big like sandstone building, and then a couple others that had been built in like the 50s and 60s. But one of the buildings had in the basement, it was a fallout shelter, somewhat ironically, since
Love
St.
that
George
band.
was
Good band.
fallout shelter. Yeah, great. A little whiny, but there was a rumor going around that it wasn't just like a regular fallout shelter, that it was a very
Sex dungeon?
it had like a
Sixth graders.
God damn it, you guys are throwing me on my game. It had like a bank vault style door to it. So it was more like a
With the big wheel.
instead of just being a room where you could go because there was fallout coming, it was like a bomb shelter. And there was a rumor that a janitor back in the 70s had been crushed to death by the door. And so you could see him haunting the halls. You'd see somebody down at the end of a hall with like a mop, and then it'd turn sideways and you couldn't see from the waist down because that was the part that had been crushed. Dum, dum, dum.
That's trippy. Not really.
No, it was kind of a stupid rumor, but it was an urban legend. It was,
But I just want to fill in for a second here in the middle of your topic and just take a side note. St. George, Utah, we make the cancer jokes, and cancer is nothing to joke about. Don't get me wrong. I will probably suffer from it myself, being a smoker. Pardon me. St. George, Utah was just happened to be downwind of the Nevada nuclear test site.
yes.
This came into play in 1956 during the filming of the John Wayne film The Conqueror, where he played Genghis Khan.
Not at all racist.
Not at all racist.
It's pronounced
It was
Genghis.
56. It was a different world. Genghis, whatever. Jenga. The entire, basically because they were riding in horses on the desert sands there and kicking up all the sand, they had brought all the radioactivity that was in the sand back into the air, and it was being breathed in by everyone, cast and crew. And almost everyone involved with that movie died of cancer.
Oh. Wasn't that movie out in like the 50s?
It was filmed in, or released in 56.
So all those people died.
All the, but they all
died from cancer.
They all died from cancer. And primarily lung cancer.
Yeah.
We're talking John Wayne, Susan Hayward, Agnes Moorehead, Pedro Armendariz. Oh, God, why'd I say that? John Hoyt, Lee Van Cleef, and William Conrad.
Yeah.
What? Oh.
Not what you thought.
Oh.
He didn't say queef.
But and that was a big deal, and there was a major cleanup and so forth effort, I think, done.
Well, they it's really weird talking to, not to completely divert away, but it's a fascinating subject talking to people that have lived in St. George their whole lives. Like I worked with a guy named Martin who he was born and raised in St. George, And he said, he was in high school when they were doing a lot of the nuclear tests. And he said that it used to be a date night because they would find out when the tests were going to happen and go up on the hill that's just west of town. It's a big plateau. They would drive all their cars up on top of the hill and then sit in the cars. And, 3:34 in the morning, all of a sudden would light up like day, and he's like, you could sit there and 4 or 5 minutes later, you'd hear like a rumble from the explosion going off and you could see the light out in the distance and the sky would get all crazy. And, but at the same time, the next day it would start snowing ash, and everybody, send the kids outside to play and
play in the ash.
And it just happened to be St. George was downwind of it. I mean, they used to have the atomic parties here in Vegas too.
Yeah.
They used to set up viewing parties on the roofs of the casinos when the strip was Fremont Street. Mm-hmm. And I mean, that's what a lot of these things were named after. The Stardust, the whole logo of the Stardust was an atomic mushroom cloud back in the day because it was a big deal.
Yeah.
Mind you, by the way, this movie, The Conqueror, that everyone died of cancer because of the filming of it, was a horrible flop. IMDb rates it as a 3.4 out of 10.
It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was pretty bad. John Wayne should have stayed a cowboy. Would have lived longer.
Hey there, Mongols.
If I saw it, I'm sure I would have left.
We're going to go across this wall into China.
Anyway, urban legends.
Oh, I don't know any.
Steve, you got to have a good one from where you grew up.
So that story kind of reminds me of. So I took this class on they call it the black mold.
Black mold.
Black mold doesn't so much happen here because it doesn't get as moist. But like there's
moist.
God damn! As soon as I said it, I knew it.
Moist.
So the black mold, and then when it dries, are the spores, like in furnaces and stuff. Like you can.
Sorry, Billy. Please continue.
You guys have heard of it, correct?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So this is a thing, but there's been other occurrences of mysteries of, like I heard, people dying from mysterious deaths from, like now when they do like backhoes and stuff, like tractors and stuff, they're caged in, they're windowed in when they go through these fields and everything because of that, because of breathing in all the molds and everything.
Oh, I see.
But like,
I think I see where you're going with this.
So, when they would venture into old tombs and everything, people would die later of like mysterious deaths and everything. They would call it like some sort of curse.
The curse of the Pharaoh's tomb.
But it was just them breathing in like this mold from stirring it up and everything. So
interesting.
Stirring.
If true,
but that's what I heard in this class. I don't know.
Steve, you got to have an urban legend.
Not really.
You grew up near what was the cloisters?
No, I grew up near Sing Sing.
Oh, well, that's true. But you live near the cloisters.
Oh, that name is even weirder. Okay,
that seems to me like there should be like, ooh, they were.
Prisoners escaped and hung themselves in a tree here.
Sing Sing Prison was a prison that was built on some farmland back in the early 1800s. I think it's actually started in the 1700s.
He's going to try to make this sound really boring.
Farmland that used to be a Native American burial ground.
Exactly.
The town that I grew up in, Ossining, New York, was originally named Sing Sing, New York, but changed its name to separate itself from the prison camp, which then became the prison that was synonymous with the electric chair.
Prison camp. Was it a Civil War camp?
And the phrase "up the river."
Or Mary Surratt and Dr. Mudd, where they hung there.
Urban legends, there really was
the Lincoln
none.
assassination.
You can't have an urban legend when everything actually comes true. A bunch of murderers and stuff lived on the. I grew up. I could sit on my back porch and see the wall of Sing Sing Prison. So there were a bunch of murderers in there. It was a big plain wall, not anything like Genghis Khan.
Slats? Was it made of slats?
No, it was concrete.
Oh.
It was a beautiful wall. Beautiful
fence.
It was a horrible wall. It was horribly dilapidated and falling apart.
Did people steal a razor wire to protect themselves?
No, that was up on top. You couldn't get to it. When I was a kid, though, I've told this story at work before, but me and a bunch of friends and myself, we because
I know you're lying now.
Right? Yeah, I had friends. Sing Sing was built, like I said, it was a camp, and one of the big things they used to do there was quarry. It was quarry, and they used to get what they called Sing Sing marble. It was a form of limestone, but it was used a lot out there for a lot of historic buildings and stuff. But because of the quarry fashion, they dug into the hillside where the prison is now. So the road that surrounds the prison, because there's a road you could drive alongside the wall for 2/3 of the prison. The railroad and the Hudson River is the final quarter of it. I know fractionally that doesn't work out, but trust me, it's weird. But the road is actually that cut at certain areas into this hillside. So there's a big cliff, a road, and then a wall. And part of this cliff was almost like an island, because then there was another road around the backside of it. So it was like a plateau, if you would.
Okay.
Probably about 30 feet high, and just a hard cut between the road that divided the prison and the island, and then some other access roads on the other side. So some friends and I decided one day, hey, let's climb this thing, being adventurous kids. So we climbed up to the top of this plateau, which is probably about, I don't know, I would say half the size of a football field when you got up to the top of it. Just trees and crap. Nobody ever went up there. It was 30 feet high. We scaled the rock, get up to the top and everything. There's like 6 of us there, and we look around and holy crap, there's a bunch of balls up here, like footballs and baseballs and softballs and tennis balls. All the stuff that had been, because right on the, just a 2-lane road, and then the prison wall, and then the prison yard. So over all these years, the balls that, the fly balls and so forth would come and land on this thing. So we decided it was a great idea to throw the balls back into the prison. Just give them back. So we sat there.
Very generous of you.
Yeah. Had nothing else to do. We were stupid kids. We sat over there, grabbed the balls. We're tossing them over the road into the prison. Never before have we had so many guns pointed at us simultaneously from all the guard towers. And then from the ground. They didn't know. Basically, what the lesson was we gained from that was don't throw things into a federal maximum security penitentiary.
I feel like that's right.
They frown on that.
It's a good lesson to learn.
Yeah. And we learned a lot of lessons as kids. Also, like we grew up on the Hudson River. The other thing we learned in the winter, the river would freeze in these. The Hudson River used to freeze over completely. You could drive cars on it. They used to have races on it in the winter.
Seems safe.
But it would really freeze. I mean, thick ice.
Okay.
But they have since then, because the river is such an artery for shipping and so forth, they have icebreakers. So the river never freezes completely. But what it does do, because it's tidal, is it freezes into these big, long, 8-10 foot chunks of ice. So as kids, we used to do this stupid thing called ice hopping, which was we'd go down to the Hudson River. Now, the Hudson River, by the way, for those of you who who've never been there, at that point where I grew up, it was probably about 2.5 miles across. It's a big river at that point.
I could jump it.
I believe it.
So we'd go down to the river and we'd start jumping on these ice floes and try to go from one to the other, see how far out we could get, and then come back without getting wet.
Oh boy.
What could go wrong?
Right?
A certain friend of mine had to be rescued by the Coast Guard because he went out further than everybody else, and that ice floe just kept going with his inertia.
Worth it.
Totally worth it.
Caught the channel, and then he was sailing down towards Manhattan.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with an afternoon in Manhattan.
Yeah.
It's cheaper than a bus ride, right?
Yeah, he had to be rescued. That was the end of our ice hopping.
He just happened to be on his way.
Yeah.
So that has nothing to do with the...
My point is that I don't have any urban legends because everything that could possibly have happened urban legend-wise actually did.
Yeah, okay.
So, I mean, we tried to come up with urban legends to scare the girls on dates and so forth, but yeah, it was just stupid stuff we made up.
No bueno, huh?
Yeah, but it did work.
Come on, Matthew, you gotta have a good one from Michigan.
Nope.
What?
None.
There were no urban legends in Michigan.
Not that I can think of.
You know what I wonder?
Yeah.
I wonder if larger cities had a hard time with the urban legends.
Could be.
population was higher, crime was higher, things just happened.
What about there? Somebody had to have died. You told me once that you worked at a summer hotel there. Somebody had to have died and haunted the halls there, like The Shining, right?
Nope. Nope.
This is such a crap category. Who picked this?
Not that I was ever made aware of.
Oh,
no.
man.
That's why they call it Michigan.
What about you, Randy? Are your urban legends?
No.
See? No.
See, West Michigan. Boring.
Nothing.
Okay. It's down to me.
Say it.
And I got one.
Oh, it's not about black mold?
It's not about black mold.
All right, good.
Yeah, all I said was your story reminded me of that situation.
It's true.
You and Kyle can split the load.
Okay.
Share the load.
Share the load.
So, Sunrise Mountain. I used to live up there and it's just beyond the Mormon temple. You take, what's that road?
X Road.
Too many details. Sunrise Mountain.
Bonanza. You take that road straight up there. It's against the mountain, and there's a cave there. And growing up, we always called it Old Lady's Cave. And from every time I've seen it, it's always just been like a cave you could go in so far. And like every time you go back, they keep filling it in and people keep pulling everything back out. But the stories I've heard from it is my brother, he's 15 years older than I am. And him and his friends used to go in there and check it out. He said the cave went all the way through the mountain. So they went to try and see if they could go all the way through this cave that supposedly went all the way through the other side of the mountain. And I don't know how far that is, but it's a long ways. So, but there's been rumors that there's been this old lady that lives in there, which is supposedly a witch as well.
I believe it.
Legit. Looked it up.
So they were scared to like walk through, and but they attempted it, and they said they may have got like halfway, and they were just like hearing spooky noises and just like lady laughing and just all this crazy shit going on, and they just got spooked out and then turned around and came back. But this has also become
I am the Witch of Las Vegas.
from these stories and stuff, like
me.
there had been a lot of like Satan rituals and everything just like happened at that cave.
Did you look it up, Randy?
Yeah, it's legit. It's legit, yeah.
Satan wants you to play craps.
Does the cave go all the way through?
I haven't gotten that far, but it's in French Mountain, technically is the name for it, but yeah, Sunrise Mountain.
Yeah, Sunrise Mountain is the area. It's just past the Mormon temple. They picked a great spot for the Mormon temple.
Road trip.
Right.
On location.
I mean, it's blocked off. They keep filling in the cave, and then they keep trying to open it back up. But it's just
coming at you live from
now. It's just kind of
just to back Billy up there for a quick second, and to go back to the thing and save your topic.
Oh, thank God.
We had stories, but most of them were based on truth. And it wasn't like, a murder or a ghost or anything. I mean, there was a place near me called Macy Mansion. And Macy Mansion supposedly had an underground network of tunnels that was used for the Underground Railroad.
Ooh.
And there were tunnels that had been sealed. I don't know where they went or how extensive they were. But is that really an urban legend or just historical?
I think it could be both. There's no reason it couldn't be historical and an urban legend.
And there was one thing that I thought was an urban legend growing up until I saw the fact, and that there was a cemetery, a very old cemetery with headstones that went back maybe to the 1500s, definitely the 1600s.
Wow.
But apparently during the Revolutionary War, the British ships had fired cannons towards land from the Hudson River, and there was a headstone that actually had a cannonball embedded in it.
What?
And I didn't believe it at first, because by the time I was old enough to actually look for it, because I could get to Sparta Cemetery from where I was, the headstone didn't exist. But what had happened was it did exist. People had stolen it.
Oh,
bastards.
So,
like Billy the Kid's tombstone.
Yeah. And it was a creepy place. I mean, because these headstones are older than.
It's not really Billy the Kid's tombstone. That's there that you see.
But that's where that's what makes it hard with the urban legends for me, because where I grew up, the history goes back to the 1500s. So a lot of those things are true.
I guess that's another follow-up question is, do you think that urban legends only exist because areas don't have enough known history to fill in to satiate people, so they begin to make stuff up? Like if you go to Europe, are there fewer, urban legends there because it's like, oh, we can trace the history of this back, 5,000 years.
No. I think urban legends exist because in places where it's slower, not cities, I think people need to make excitement. And I think a story turns into a bigger story and it's loosely based on some fact and it becomes
like Dracula,
an urban legend. Like Dracula.
Interesting.
And I think, if you go out into the shires and so forth, away from London, I'm
out in the Shire.
You like that?
Where the hobbits are?
Exactly.
It's just west of Brie.
Big hairy toad circle right there. But if you go out there, the urban legends actually do take place. Those places predate anything that, we can come up with here in America. But, the slower it gets, the more active the urban legend gets. That's my theory.
Over the Brandywine River.
Yeah, exactly.
Brandywine.
And through the woods?
No, not to grandmother's house.
I don't get Brandywine River. What's the reference?
It's from the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, I never read it.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the first. I saw the.
Speaking Elvish.
I saw the first Lord of the Rings movie. Fought to stay awake through the whole damn thing.
All right,
and
I'm
then
done.
Finally, at the end, they're walking through a freaking field, and the movie ends.
Yeah.
Done.
All right.
Those are Matthew's steps walking away.
And we got anything else?
I got nothing.
All right.
How about this? What urban legend? What urban legend exists where you're from? Like, again, asking for people out there. Email us.
Oh.
Call us on the phone.
Steve, you were asking us again. I'm like, what the hell?
Deja vu. Oh my God.
You guys all just had a stroke.
I sure did. That was weird.
Toast.
No, but I mean, there have to be, even if you just give us a seed, just give us like, hey, look up this. This is from where I grew up. Give me your seed.
Or call us and tell us your urban legend at 702-979-4584. 702-979-4584. No one will answer. Leave a message.
I know there are people here that listen to this podcast that have grown up in this area. Back up Billy's story.
Yeah.
Have you ever been up there?
Oh, I'd
Have you
love
ever
to
gone
know.
back there?
I'd love to know some of the stories and crap going on in this area.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Lay it on us.
So many dead mafia bodies out in the desert.
Right.
Please don't kill us.
Well, Trump is in town, so
That's true.
Oh, no.
Fake news.
Teflon down.
Was that why there was like
Cops everywhere?
10,000 cops?
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up so I can edit this down to the 10-minute show it is, and we'll make it a best of.
You got 7 quality minutes of us chewing. What are you talking about?
It's going to be in there, dude.
At least.
And now, bonus content.
Good pizza.
It's good. Oh, God, it's good.
Butter.
Oh, well, everybody. Thanks for listening. Another fine edition of the Talkaround Show. Episode 11 is done-ish. You got anything?
Danish? No, I got nothing.
Oh, your lips were starting to look like either you were going to deep throat the microphone or...
Did you say Danish?
Danish butter.
butter. Give me apple fritters.
Everyone take care. Visit us on our socials. Check out our website, thetalkaroundshow.com. Call us at the number I've said 15 times and I have to look at my phone to remember again.
Please, for the love of God, give us content.
Give us some content so we can have some fun with you.
We want to know what you want to hear about.
Be a part of the show, dudes.
I want to make you content.
Stay tuned. Coming up next week, something bigger, something better. It'll probably be more of the same thing, honestly. But anyway, and it won't be next week. It'll be in 2 weeks.
Prove us wrong.
Oh, no. What are we going to do when our pay week changes?
Nothing.
Do the same.
We'll have to
do the same thing we're doing now.
We'll have to do this on the weeks we don't get paid.
Still pay.
Pretty much do exactly what we're doing.
All right.
I didn't know that was a requisite for recording.
We need more guests. If you want to be a guest on the Talk Around Show, come up with something interesting.
Don't open that up.
Oh, shit.
That's not going to happen. I'm not going to let you hear. Nobody can know where Matthew lives except for the elite few.
That's true.
Because we are in Matthew's inner sanctum here.
Elites.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. On behalf of Kyle.
Yo.
Matthew.
Goodbye.
Billy.
Goodbye.
And Randy.
Oh, God.
And, of course, me, Steve. Take it easy. Talk Around Show out.
Oh, guys.
Ooh, don't do that with anything carbonated.
Zoinks.
Tastes like asparagus.
7 minutes of the podcast is just us eating.
This will be the longest podcast ever.
So good.
Everybody enjoying their drive time.
What are they doing? They're eating.
Let's all go to the kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me.
Oh, so good.
Oh, God.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
I didn't see you listening.
Thanks, Matt's mom.
Why do you keep staring at me? It's making me antsy.
Like ANSI?
American National Sexist. No.
All right.
You doing all right with that slice there, Steve?
So good. That was supposed to be yesterday's dinner for me.
Ooh, what happened?
I got home and she had an Outback steak for me, and I'm like, tired. I just want to go to sleep.
Like
I didn't have it. I had soup instead, and we ended up staying up till 3 a.m. watching shows. I never had it. She's like, you should have that for lunch tomorrow. And then I didn't have it for lunch. So when I was texting her, she's like, I can make some pizzas. You want me? I could take that steak and just chop it up and caramelize the onions and throw them on the pizzas. I'm like,
Hey, I had steak.
Worth it.
What shows were you watching?
I watched Grey's Anatomy, Big Bang Theory, and episode of My 600-Pound Life as we had 2 big bags of popcorn.
Popcorn's so good.
What kind of popcorn? Butter?
Oh my gosh.
Top secret.
Like what flavor? Like
It's butter.
Butter?
Yeah, but she likes to put a little Parmesan cheese on it.
Is that butter or butter? Butter.
I like butter. I'm a fat woman.
Was she a great big fat person? Did she like buttered biscuits?
He loves the butter on the skin.
What's the bit that Patton Oswalt does where he said that's how you can tell when you've gotten too fat? When you go from saying like, bring me the buttered biscuits to bring me the buttered biscuits. Bring me a bread bowl with broth.
Right?
How you feeling today, sir? Butter. Better give me a bucket.
Oh, come now, sir. It's just a wafer thin mint.
It's just a wafer. Fuck off.
Oh, come, sir.
It's wafer thing.
All right, then put it in. They did that live at some comedy festival in front of Orson Welles. He was one of the judges. And at the time, Orson Welles was so fat, the fat suit that they had wasn't as big as Orson Welles was. He was unimpressed.
Yeah. All's wells that ends wells. You know?
Oh, you're wasting the material.
No, he's not.
That's been recorded.
15 minutes.
I'm leaving this in.
7 minutes.
Yes.
And now, a word from our pizza.
Rosebud. Frozen peas. Filled with country goodness and green penis. That's not my bit. I cannot take credit for that. That's Maurice LaMarche doing Orson Welles.